A first-degree murder trial begins today for a suspected serial killer in Clark County. Warren Forrest is already serving a life sentence for a murder conviction from the 70s. That's our top story here at 4 o'clock. Forrest is now on trial for a second time for the 1974 death of a Portland teen. But he's long been suspected in the murders of 6 other women who disappeared around that same time. Ashley Korsland joins us from the Clark County Courthouse. And Ashley, some of those alleged victims' families were in court today.
Yeah, they were, Brittany. You know, this courtroom where this is all being held is pretty small, but it was packed with people today watching the proceedings. Jury selection started this morning. It wrapped up just before lunch, and we went right into opening statements. We heard some pretty graphic testimony about the violent death of Martha Morrison, who was just a teenager when she died. After serving 45 years in prison for murder, suspected serial killer Warren Forrest was back in a Clark County courtroom. The 73-year-old is standing trial for the 1974 murder of Martha Morrison, a 17-year-old from Portland.
Ladies and gentlemen, this trial takes us back almost 50 years to 1974 when the defendant, Warren Forrest, was 25 years old.
During the first day of proceedings, Forrest sat in dress clothes and wore headphones. He didn't show much emotion as the prosecution and defense began opening statements.
The evidence is going to show throughout this trial that Warren Forrest is the one that murdered Martha.
They're missing evidence connecting Martha Morrison with Mr. Forrest. There are no witnesses that indicated that the two were ever seen together.
It's been a long road to bring Morrison's case to trial. She disappeared in the summer of 1974. Her remains, found months later, were finally identified as Morrison's in 2015. In 2017, it was revealed that DNA evidence from a dart gun belonging to Forrest, used in an attack on another woman, was linked to Morrison. Detectives believe Forrest used the weapon to torture and kill the teen.
He followed a very specific plan. A plan that involved a very specific weapon and a very specific type of girl. It had a very familiar beginning, middle, and end.
The state has not proven that he had the premeditated intent to kill this individual.
Forrest has been in prison since the late 1970s, serving a life sentence for the murder of 20-year-old Krista Blake. Forrest abducted her, then buried her body on Tukes Mountain near Battleground.
She was bound. Her hands and feet were tied, almost touching each other. Holes in her shirt were consistent with having been made by metal darts. Warren Forrest has been convicted of her murder.
In total, Forrest is suspected in the abduction and killings of 7 young women in Washington and Oregon, although detectives have not been able to link him to all of the crimes. Investigators believe his first victim was 16-year-old Jamie Grissom. She disappeared on her way home from Fort Vancouver High School in 1971. Her body has never been found. And for Martha Morrison's death, Forrest is facing a charge of first-degree murder. This trial is expected to last about 3 weeks, and proceedings will continue tomorrow. Brittany, back to you.
All right, Ashley, thank you.